Hi there. This is Dominique Dejean Craig. I'm coming to you live, and for tonight's video, we're going to be talking about why the Democrats should face trial. And yes, they should face trial. They should face trial for treason, in fact. And there's a number of reasons. Now, I'm talking about the violence that's taking place, that is continuing to take place, even right now, in the streets of our cities, the streets of our cities, from Portland to Seattle, all the way to New York, and many places in between. As you know, our cities are being held hostage to the terrorists from Black Lives Matter and Antifa. And as you may also know, these groups are organized and they're being funded. They're being funded, housed, transported, and paid. Now, that money is coming from somewhere. Somebody is paying for them. Somebody is paying them. Somebody is feeding them. Somebody is arming them. Okay? Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Now, what's really going on here? Let's take a peek. The reason that the Democrats should be on trial is because they are funding this organization. They are bailing this organization out of jail. We know for a fact that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and other members of the Democratic Party set up a fund specifically to bail out Black Lives Matter and Antifa from jail so that they could continue their acts of terrorism. Now, let's get this right out in the open. Black Lives Matter and Antifa are the same group. They are a terrorist organization. They want to overthrow the government. That is what they want. That is what they are all about. And for Democratic politicians to side with this group, to protect this group, to call this group peaceful protesters, and to pretend that the violence isn't that bad, to call it a summer of love, to allow these domestic terrorists to come and take over 20% of Seattle, to come and take over Portland, okay? They tried other cities wouldn't let it happen. To let it go on for 2 weeks, to let the rioting go on for 2 weeks in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Oh my goodness. They are a domestic terrorist group. Now, for the Democrats to side with them, that's treason. Now, it's treason. It's an abdication of responsibility, it's a dereliction of duty, and it's treason because they are siding with a domestic terrorist group that wants to overthrow the government. Let me say that again. The Democrats are siding with a domestic terrorist group that wants to overthrow the government. At this point, nobody can deny that these so-called protests are nothing more than terrorist riots. Nobody can deny this. And nobody can deny that the Democrats are still pretending that now they're saying mostly peaceful protests. That's what they're saying now, if you can imagine it. I don't know what a mostly peaceful protest looks like. I don't know if there is such a thing. Nonetheless, dereliction of duty. They are elected to represent and protect the people in their community, the people who voted for them. They are not elected to protect Antifa. They are not elected to protect Black Lives Matter. Okay? They are not elected to take money away from the police so that we don't have safe streets. They are elected to do those things. When we pay taxes, our tax money is going to make sure that we have police, to make sure that we have firemen, okay? To make sure that we have first responders. When people are arrested, that's because they're supposed to go to jail. They are most probably supposed to go to jail. You're not supposed to arrest somebody for arson and then release them so that they can go out there and continue burning things down. And yes, this happened. Okay? This is all part of the plan. The Antifa Black Lives Matter, they want to overthrow the government. This is how they want to do it. Number one, open borders. Bam. Number two, illegal aliens, free healthcare, free college education. Bam. Number three, Defund the police so there are no police, so that there are no police. Number four, mass rioting and looting. And number five, what they're basically saying is vote for Joe or else. Okay? And what the American people are saying is we'll take else. We will take else. But in the meantime, this is all happening in democratic cities. And those mayors need to be held accountable. Those governors need to be held accountable. They're siding with domestic terrorists, and as such, they need to be arrested and brought up on charges. Now, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. We all know they spied on Obama, okay? We know that they purposely put the old people in the nursing homes when Trump built hospitals and sent ships. We know that they did that. We know that they did that on purpose so that they could increase the severity of COVID-19. Okay, we know that. We know that they tried to deny, they tried to pretend that it wasn't the China virus. Okay, because China has bought Joe Biden, China has bought him through his son. And as such, they bought much of the Democratic Party. So the Democratic Party has to bite their tongue when they talk about communist China. So, I mean, my goodness, the Democrats, I mean, wait a minute now. When are they going to stand up for the people of the United States? Okay? When are they going to stand up for the people of the United States? I keep hearing about these people. I keep hearing about those people. Okay? You up here bringing in people from Ethiopia and Somalia like we don't have enough black people already. Okay? Right? Why do they do this? They do this because by bringing in all these refugees or whatever you want to call them, these illegal aliens, and yes, even legal aliens, what they're doing is they're attacking the middle class. They're attacking the middle class. They're mad at the middle class because the middle class elected Donald Trump. So they want to punish the middle class. And one of the ways to do it is to flood your communities with illegal aliens so that, okay, right, maybe you don't want to work at Taco Bell, but now your kids have no jobs, okay? Right? Maybe you don't want to live on that street, but we know, like, well, there, all the affordable housing is gone, okay? Right. Don't even get me started. There are 1 million black people, mostly black men, in the United States who cannot find a job as a direct result of illegal immigration. If you don't have a wall, you don't have a country. Okay? They don't want to build the wall. They want the illegal aliens so that they can count them in the census and gain more houses, excuse me, gain more seats in the House of Representatives. It's all a power play. That's all it is. That's all it is. They don't care about the American people. They're willing to sacrifice the middle class. Look at their whole agenda. They don't even have a plan. Their whole plan is to continue hating Donald Trump. That's their whole plan. We're just going to walk around and hate him, and we are going to find a way to make everything that he does wrong, and we're going to continue to be constipated, and we're going to shame everybody that doesn't agree with us. And we are the Democrats, and that's basically how they're getting down. And what we need to do, either, right, like before, during, and after this election, we need to investigate the Democrats the way that the Democrats have been investigating the Republicans. We can start with Hunter Biden, and then we can go all the way through, and we could just start with Hunter Biden. Hillary, right now, she's fighting something in court, but I can't seem to get the news on Hillary. But we need to investigate them the way that they have been investigating us. The Democrats need to be held accountable. The Democrats should be tried for treason. And that's tonight's video. And I just would like to thank you very much for watching.